Speaking of another, let's get into a couple more rapid fire. I want to get through a few more of these panics so we can talk about some buys here in a minute. Let's go rapid fire through a few of them that have been mixed results either. And let's see, panic or not panic. Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, I'd be panicking. He showed us last year. It's not him.
Panicking.
It's not him. It's Kyler. Kyler is not like this was the problem with Marv. I never understood this. And there's one guy I owe an apology to. JSN is amazing.
Yeah, he's been playing well.
And Sam Darnold has been playing really well too. Like, shout out to Sam. He played really well last year. I didn't buy it. He's been playing really well this year. But Marv is just, I don't believe in Kyler whatsoever. Like, I don't believe in him to produce Marv to the level that I think Marv can be produced to is the problem. I think if Marv was on a different team, if we switched out Marv and JSN, I think Marv would probably be doing close to what JSN is doing right now. But I just don't believe in Kyler Murray's ability to produce a high-end wide receiver, at least two of them, because you also have to factor in Trey McBride. So for me personally, I would be concerned right now with Marv, and largely it's not him. It's Kyler Murray, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think Marv is a buy for me. Like, he's just a wide receiver too. I just think he's a locked-in wide receiver too. He's not a top 10 receiver yet. He would have to prove that. Like you talked about, Kyler would have to show a lot of improvement for him to be a wide receiver one. So I think I was buying into the fact that Kyler would show improvement. The connection would show improvement. If I still think he's a wide receiver two, we saw that week one. He caught a touchdown that week. So I know the upside's there, and I'm chalking up to kind of a bad performance more so than he's not good or Kyler's not good. I'm not subscribing to that. What about Ladd McConkey? Ladd McConkey, kind of mediocre over the first 2 weeks. He's the wide receiver 37, one spot ahead of Marvin Harrison. Panicking or not panicking?
No. We've seen Justin Herbert's missed them on multiple deep touchdowns that potentially could have happened. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not believing in Quinn Johnston yet. I don't believe that's, and also
3 touchdowns ain't doing it for you, huh?
No, I'm sorry. And also we've seen Keenan Allen in the past have struggled to stay healthy. He's healthy right now. I'm not saying that Keenan Allen's going to be banged up, but the other thing too is the same guy in this room was telling me they weren't going to lean on Justin Herbert, but all of a sudden they're leaning on Justin Herbert, which was so obvious because he's the best player on this team. I do think this team is going to be a much pass happier team. What they've shown, I think that's going to stick. And I think Ladd, I would just be buying into this offense in general, personally, because I think it has a chance to be one of the best offense in the league. I think
this offense is surprising, and I think we are seeing a lot more passing. There's a reason that, a lot of people, not myself, but there's a lot of people that believe that the running backs would be shining in this offense, like Amarian Hampton, and drafted him early.
Justin Herbert's a stud, though, isn't he?
Hey, he is. I mean, Justin Herbert, he's proven he's elite. He looks more like he did earlier in his career.
Yeah, he looks very good.
Justin's a beast, bro.
I should have been higher on him.
Justin's a beast, man. Looking at Justin H. That motherfucker's crazy. No, but I think Ladd McConkey, I would be concerned about the ceiling. I think he's more of a wide receiver.
Yeah, I don't think
he was drafted as a one. I think the ceiling we got to adjust for.
I still think he can be a back end wide receiver one, like high end wide receiver two.
I just think it's tough when you got a Keenan Allen on your team. Keenan's a target hog, bro. And I think your best point was like if Keenan goes down, then Ladd, I think, would step up into that role of like top 10-ish, type 12-ish type guy. But I just don't see it with Keenan and Quentin Johnson. I just don't see it.
Can I say one thing? I know this might not be a good analogy. My daughter does cross country. I'm going to talk about my daughter.
This is a terrible analogy already.
She does cross country. This year, she does 2 miles. Last year, they're in 1 mile. Kids that were good last year aren't the same this year just because the increase. Remember, this is a long season. Just because one guy might be doing well for the first 2 weeks, this is a marathon, not a sprint, where you're going to see some guys who are pretty good right now, but that doesn't mean that they can go the distance. So for me, Ladd is more of I believe he can go the distance. I think Keenan is if you drafted him right now, it's looking really good. It's not that I don't believe he can't do what he's doing all year long, but he hasn't been healthy for 3 straight years, and he's 33. Right. It's not that I don't believe in his ability. He clearly still has it. I just don't think he'll be healthy for the whole year. Personally, that's just me.
Yeah, last point I got on Chargers is that the only thing I could see too is you actually talked about this being a marathon, not a sprint. I could also see this offense transitioning mid-season and now
Once you
going to
get
the
later,
ground game. And I think that would,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying, kind of cap some things for the
The
offense.
only
So,
thing is they play in a dome. Like
yeah.
that's the one nice thing about this team that you don't have to worry about it being like a northern team.
Yeah, well, until they got to play Denver and KC in the second half.
That's true.
RJ Harvey, the RB 46 right now. And this is like one of those things where, you know, the rookie had upside. We saw it. They went and got him early. Right now he's behind JK. And this is a platoon. It's going to be a two-back system. Where are you at with RJ Harvey? I know you're a big RJ Harvey guy. Where are you at with him right now and his value?
I mean, I'm not panicking. Obviously, it's not ideal. You'd like to see him a bit more involved. JK looks good, but another situation where I'm not trading away RJ Harvey. Like, this is one of the worst things that you can do in fantasy is getting off of your process plays already. Like, yeah, you might sit there and wait too long, but I still think this is a good process play that I'm just waiting for. We'll see what happens, but I'm not like panicking. No.
I think he's going to earn, whatever reason, he's going to have to earn more touches because JK's playing well. That's the only thing. Whether it's process or not, I just don't see a path to him on the field right now to getting more snaps. And so when that's the case, I do have concerns about his value long term. If he popped later in the season, that wouldn't surprise me, or JK got banged up, which JK obviously has struggled to stay healthy in his career. I think we would see more from RJ Harvey. But for now, he seems like a backup piece until maybe we get to some of these bye weeks or players get banged up. I kind of think RJ Harvey is like a bench. Like, you can't start him at all.
No, you can't start him.
You can't.
I'd be buying. Buy.
Another rookie, Treveyon Henderson, RB 32 right now. And the talk was that he was going to be starting over Ramondre Stevenson. And one of the concern that I have, neither him or Harvey has played, like, they're not playing a lot of snaps right now. But the biggest concern for Treveyon Henderson, one of his pluses coming out of college was that he was great in pass pro. And watching the game yesterday, he was clearly struggling with pass pro. Like, that was a major thing for him. They couldn't protect Drake May. I don't know. How do you feel about Treveyon Henderson? I know you're buying the rookies for the late round upside, but like, there's no concern at all for you for like the usage at all?
No, I mean, right now, sure. But like, once again, these are guys that I'm still like buying them. I'm not, after 2 weeks, I'm not panicking.
So let me clarify then. Let me have you clarify, because buying for me is like, I think they're going to bounce back. They'll be useful for my team for the majority of the season, right? Like, I think they'll be able to help me make the playoffs and win a championship. Are you buying that they will be good at some point in the year, or are you buying like, I think they will have a role here in the next 2-3 weeks, get them before they break out?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, the thing is, I understand like Ramondre Stevenson has looked solid. J.K. Dobbins looks solid. The fact is, these teams use second round draft picks on these guys. Like, that's big time investment for a rookie running back. I don't believe that they're going to sit here now. Maybe like Treveyon Henderson, which could happen. Like, he just continues to be horrible in pass pro and can't get on the field. That can happen. Or it's just a bad game from him because he's a rookie and he struggled. Like, for me personally, I don't look at this situation and believe there's no way these guys are going to. I mean, RJ Harvey had a 50-yard run. Like, he's clearly explosive. Yeah. Like, these guys are explosive. It just takes time for them to get on the field. And I do think it could happen within the next few weeks where Ramondre Stevenson, just like Zach Charbonnet, everybody panicked last week on Kenneth Walker, and Zach Charbonnet runs the ball for 15 times for 10 yards. Yeah. I'm sorry, Ramondre Stevenson is just a guy who I wouldn't be shocked next week runs 15 times for 10 yards against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it's Treveyon who eats them up on the outside. So, yes, I'd be buying them before the usage goes up, because the second the usage goes up and they actually pop, you're not getting these guys. This is the time right now to try. Maybe it never happens, but like, this is the time to try.
The problem, this is, I don't know. I think this is just a philosophy thing for you and I. I think we go back and forth on players like this because we just have a difference in how we play the game of fantasy. But the problem I have with like a Treveyon Henderson of buying into it is, if he doesn't show improvement in the pass pro, if Ramondre is playing well enough for this team and they do win games, they're not going to make changes. Antonio Gibson, I know people don't like him in fantasy. He's not very good in fantasy, but Antonio Gibson is still playing a role and had a long chunk play in the game yesterday or on Sunday. So I think that the one thing that we want is we want to see this superstar talent be on the field more than fantasy. When it hits, we get crazy type of fantasy appeal. But I think for now, it's just tough to buy in on a player when we don't know when it's going to happen. If it happened in week 12, that's not going to shock me. If it happens in week 15,
but then
that doesn't shock me.
Why'd you even draft him is the thing.
That is my issue right there, is I wouldn't have drafted him.
Oh, okay, but I would have. That's why I'd be buying. Like, if you didn't want this guy, then don't trade for him, sure. But, like, you can't expect a rookie to produce. Right now, you can go through the list and you can name off guys that are having a bad season. I mean, we talked
1,000%.
about, like, there's so many guys.
We've been talking about him for like 45 minutes now.
Yeah, like there's a ton of guys that are struggling right now. That's not to say that it's always going to happen, but like my biggest thing is, once again, they're rookies. They're not going to. They don't historically hit the ground running most of the time. They don't. It takes a little bit of time. If I had to be more panicked about one of them, it'd be RJ Harvey, just because I think J.K. Dobbins is much better than Ramondre Stevenson. So I'd be more concerned in that regard. I think Trevon Henderson will get his opportunity sooner than later. So I'd be more concerned about RJ Harvey, but still, I'm not sweating. I have both these guys, and maybe it's because I have both of these guys, but also I know what to expect. Like, I'm not.
Are you starting? We said no to Harvey. You're not starting. Are you starting Treveyon?
No. The thing is that, like, if you drafted these guys, and I know people will say, "Well, I drafted them with my third pick." Well, sure, but like, who are we also talking about too? Travis Etienne. Does anybody have Travis Etienne or Rome Odunze? Like, there's definitely guys that you could be playing ahead of them right now and just kind of patiently waiting, because if they explode, which they could, they're going to be league winners. So I'd be buying into them. I wouldn't be playing them right now. They're not seeing enough snaps, but that's not to say in 2 weeks we're coming back on and having the same conversation. It's like, well, we should have seen that coming. There's Trevon Henderson overtaking Ramondre Stevenson, just like another guy, Cam Scadaboo. It looks like he's overtaken. Like, it just takes a little bit of time.
Yeah. We'll see about Cam Scadaboo. We'll see about Trevon Henderson. Last one before we get to...
Now, this one I'd be worried about.
Who? Yeah, Isaiah Pacheco. Not seeing the volume that we're used to seeing. And we've seen a lot of Kareem Hunt. We're seeing this offense not look anywhere near like the KC offense. This looks to me like a different team. This looks like a different identity. And it looks like this team is not fully embracing Isaiah Pacheco being the 70% snapshot type guy. This is a player who's probably going to be under 15 touches most weeks, 10 to 15 touches. And it feels like Kansas City is comfortable with that. He's the RB 51 right now. Are you playing him, dropping him, or trading him, keeping him on your bench? Like, what are you doing with Isaiah Pacheco right now?
I still think it's too early to like be dropping him. The only players that you really want to be dropping are guys who are seeing absolutely no usage whatsoever. Yeah. So I wouldn't be dropping him right now. It's not ideal, but the other thing too is, like, who knows? Like, what if this next week Isaiah Pacheco goes out there and he's ripping off, a few chunk plays, and now he's back to being the guy. Like, it's so easy for these backfields right now that are kind of up in the air to have something like that happen. And for me, I've never thought Isaiah Pacheco has been a very good back in real life. I don't think he is, but I think he's better than Kareem Hunt. I think Kareem Hunt has he really is a tryhard. But I don't think Kareem Hunt, I thought Kareem Hunt was a good real life running back years and years ago, but I don't think he has any more juice. I think Isaiah Pacheco has more juice than he does, but that's not to say that I'm also just kind of concerned about this Chiefs offense, but they are missing Rashee Rice again, Xavier Worthy. They'll get him back hopefully in the next, week 6. This offense could maybe take a big step once they get both these guys back.
It's tough, man. Because
I hold out hope for that reason.
That's what you're holding out for. It's just, in the meantime, the one thing I was hoping with Pacheco, like, I kind of later in the preseason, I was like, oh, this actually might be a player we should be bumping up. Like, I had him kind of down in like the RB 25-ish range. And then as we got closer to the season, I was like, I might be sleeping. If I like this Kansas City offense, I got to be pushing Pacheco back up to where, similar to range of where he was before. The problem is, one of the reasons I thought that was because of his involvement in the receiving game, or the talks that he would be involved there. And he hasn't been. That's been like a 2-3 target type thing. Plus, the rushing's not there. So what's really the upside if this team isn't scoring a whole lot of touchdowns with him and he's not involved in the receiving game? I would just keep him on my bench. He's not worth cutting. He's not worth trading for either. Like, I know some people will be like, let me trade for this guy. I think if I needed an RB3 or needed like just a glimmer of hope at the running back position, I would give away something low level like Quentin Johnston. I would trade a Quentin Johnston for Isaiah Pacheco in a vacuum just because I think he's a tough player to trust on a weekly basis. So I don't know that I would want to count on Pacheco bouncing back, nor do I think he will. I kind of think this is like a back-end RB2 rest of the season.
I think he'll bounce. This Chiefs offense, I think everybody's overreacting to the Chiefs.
So you think he's closer to top 20 or top 20? Like, you think he's closer to like 15, 20 or 25, 30?
I think by the end of the season, he'll probably be around RB24.
That's back-end RB2. I'm there with you. All right. Any of these tight ends, are you keeping any of these tight ends? TJ Hawkinson, Mark Andrews, Evan Ingram, and Colston Loveland. They're all under 4 points per game. That's crazy. That's crazy. They were all top 12 tight ends that we drafted.
I'm going to be a little bit biased with Colston Loveland just because. Well, it's not the Bears, man. They got to change something. Yeah. Like, Rome looks great, but like
Rome is a stud, bro.
And I'm sure you've seen the graphic where like this draft class that they just drafted, nobody's playing. Like, why would you draft him inside the top 10 and not even play him? I don't understand. Like, it should have probably been Tyler Warren over. I just didn't believe in Danny Dimes was the biggest thing, and Danny Dimes been looking pretty good in this offense, at least, you know. But like, I think the biggest concern here is definitely Mark Andrews. Like, Mark Andrews, the fact that Isaiah Likely isn't healthy, he's not doing anything. Yeah. And that team had a 40-point shootout. You can say kind of not shootout-ish with Buffalo because they were up for a little bit there at the end. Buffalo had to come back. But like, the fact that he's not getting going is like the biggest concern for me.
Yeah.
But the problem is, like, are you like if Juwan Johnson's probably already picked up. So like,
Tucker Kraft,
who else are you picking up? Like, you're just going to roll the dice with him because there's Zach Ertz is probably already picked up, right? Like, there's nobody else there. So it's just kind of holding out hope.
To be honest, you were almost better like picking up a backup running back and hoping that motherfucker hits in 3 weeks. Somebody that's not playing than even starting one of these guys.
Yeah.
They're like they're hurtful to your lineup. Like, TJ Hawkinson has been bad. Like, he's being used more as a blocker right now. Mark Andrews is going to get replaced by Isaiah Likely. It's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I would probably pick up Isaiah Likely if he's
trade for or pick up Isaiah Likely would be a very good move right now. The main problem with Mark Andrews, though, is that they don't need him.
Yeah,
they have their yardage guy in Zay Flowers. They move the chains with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. You also have another touchdown guy now in DeAndre Hopkins, who is their red zone guy. So what do you need Mark Andrews for? If he's not getting you yardage, not getting you receptions, not getting you yardage, touchdowns, what do you need Mark Andrews for? Honestly, I think if you can move him for pennies on the dollar, I don't know. We saw him bounce back last year, though, so I don't want to be too.
I try to get Juwan Johnson. I really do think. The one great thing about Juwan, the only slight concern I have with Juwan Johnson is just like, Foster Moreau's not healthy right now. Like, what happens when he comes back and like Taysom Hill? But like, the usage with Juwan Johnson, even in week 1, like if you went back and looked at he led all tight ends in slot snaps. Like he's
like,
part of the usage is great right now. Where even first read percentage went up for him last week over Chris Olave. So now he could potentially be like the number 1 wide receiver on the team. Yeah. So I like if somebody has him on top of like another tight end that they're kind of like swapping in and out, I'd be buying him as like being I really think he could be a top 5 tight end this year.
I don't think that's to be honest, it's not. You ain't crazy to say that because there are no good. Again, this is another year of there's no good fucking tight ends.
Yeah.
It feels like this every year. All right, we had a look.
Who is the top tight end?
You said what?
Who is the top tight end right now? I don't even know.
I think it's Tucker Kraft.
Tucker Kraft. He had the big week.
And I think Juwan Johnson's number 2. We'll get into Juwan Johnson and Tucker Kraft in a little bit here.